good, everybody? This is Ace of All Trades here with the game Illuminaughty. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. We are back with another Triple Threat Sports podcast. To the left of me, I have my first co-host, Siggy Guns. Say what's up, Siggy.
Sup.
True. And then to the right of me, UTXJG the Don. Say what up, JG.
Why am I always here and I'm not a permanent member?
Oh, that's a great question. You want to go ahead and answer that for everybody because you haven't signed in the dotted lines. I'm like, yo,
man.
What's good with you? Are you gonna, sign them dotted lines? You always here anyway.
We're keeping it kind of consistent. So I don't know. I guess, man. I guess.
All right, I guess, man. So I mean, there's been a lot of things going on in the sports. Kind of more because it's the hype of MLB, and I know I've been the type of person to say that I'm not a huge fan when it comes to Major League Baseball because I don't have a team, but I like seeing. I'm a fan of the game. So we got and we're gonna talk about this first. Actually, we got the Dodgers and we have the Astros. I want to talk to Siggy first. Siggy, what were your thoughts of the game prior with the Yankees? Do you think they should have beat the Astros? Talk to me.
They should have beat the Astros. We let that one guy at the end, Morton, look like he was an ace that last game. And then I still think that fan was, he cheated. I think Houston cheated that first game, so that's wrong. They won because of that.
Because I was watching it when I was in Jersey, whatever. We were at the bar and everything like that, and I just like, man, like this is tough.
The Astros. I mean, both teams just couldn't be beat at their own home, and fortunately for Houston, they had the advantage. They had the 4 games, and that's all you need to win, 4 games. And they played. I mean, the Yankees just didn't hit when they needed to hit over there. They were hitting at home with no problem, but none at their place. So, yeah, it was a good game. I mean, it was a good series altogether. And the Yankees went further than anybody thought they would. They beat the Indians, who were actually the #1 ranked team this year.
Cleveland back to being poverty again.
And it was just a tough pill to swallow because I should feel happy they went that far, but I know that team had the talent. So that's the thing too. They're all so young, so it's a learning experience. But man, they just had the talent to really do good.
I think that would have been on a historic. I mean, they were kind of on a historic season with Judge and everything. How he was just hitting them. Hitting them out the park. So for them to go so far, I actually was pretty shocked because I didn't think they would even make it that far. But when they showed the potential, and that's why I like baseball in the playoffs, because you see these teams just grind it out and do whatever they need to do to win. And it was clear that they had something to prove, and that would have been perfect especially with the drought in New York when it comes to sports, like winning teams. This would have been perfect for the city of New York and just New York as a whole, as a state. JG, your thoughts?
Did the Cardinals make the playoffs this year? Anybody gonna answer me?
Nope.
No.
All right. Did the Cubs get knocked out of the playoffs?
Yes,
they did.
All right. Well, that's all I care about. I don't really care who wins the World Series. I would have actually liked the Yankees for the first time ever. I would have liked for them to actually make the World Series. That would have been nice. I wanted to see Dodgers Yankees. To be honest.
Man, that would have been a great matchup, man. That would have been perfect. West Coast versus East Coast,
but it didn't happen. I'm not watching the World Series because I don't care about baseball unless the Cardinals are in it. But I might watch if something else happens, like a 3-1 lead or something, just to see if someone blows it. But
you think that's possible?
I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
That's true.
Like
anything.
Like Cleveland.
Anything.
Cleveland should have whooped the mess out of the Cubs, man. They disappointed me so much last year. So it is what it is. But I'll watch it if something like that happens. But I'll just be watching ESPN highlights. I saw Justin Turner. I was saying what he did the other day. So that was pretty interesting. We got the same name. So
I know. So that was actually I was actually shocked about this. So right now, the first game that they had was on Tuesday. So it was
yesterday.
Yeah, Tuesday, and the Dodgers are up right now. They won 3-1. I mean, you shocked by that game at all, Siggy? Did you watch it, or you were just like?
Yeah, no, I watched the game. Come on, it's Kershaw. I mean, he's the best pitcher right now in the league, hands down, easily, and. I know Keuchel's been doing good, but
first pitch though to the lead off.
Yeah, man.
Lead off hitter. I was like,
he's had a string of bad luck, but he finally has it on. I mean, like I said, it was going to take a perfect game to beat him, and Astros couldn't do it. And then Turner came through with that 2-run home run to put him up 3-1, and that's all they needed. Their bullpen looked good. It's going to be more of a test for the Dodgers when they go to Houston, though, because, like I said, I don't see anybody beating Houston over there. So so far they're undefeated at home.
Yeah, tonight they started. Houston started Verlander, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They acquired from Detroit.
Yeah, that was a great pickup by them, by the way. He's single-handedly was pretty much the reason why they beat the Yankees.
I mean, like we'll see. I mean, that would be interesting to see if the Dodgers do a sweep. Doubt it, but.
No, there's not gonna be no sweep. No way. The Astros are too good for that.
That's crazy. I've even seen people start doing like memes now because everyone was like, "Yo, it's gonna be the Dodgers versus the Yankees," and it switched to the Astros versus the Dodgers. Now I seen somebody put like Whataburger versus In-N-Out. Like people on the internet are ridiculous, man. But I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I like watching like the World Series and stuff like that. I'm a fan of the game for sure. If I ever had an opportunity to go to like a World Series game, I definitely would go. But like I said, I don't really have a team like that. But let's transition over to the NFL, since I feel like we'll talk a little bit more about the NBA. NFL Raiders last week, they went against the Chiefs. Which actually was a really, really close game, and I actually was shocked about this. But the Raiders ended up coming out and winning the game. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this game is for 3 reasons. First reason is
3, huh?
There were so many plays after the fourth period already ended. There were 3
period?
Yeah, like after the fourth quarter. Like it was the fact that there was 3 plays where after the clock already had ended, there was penalties. So the Raiders kept getting chances over and over again. And with those chances, the Kansas City Chiefs could not stop it. And I was like, man, like this is ridiculous. Like this game is real close. And we were talking about it earlier in the season, how the Chiefs were seem to be that team. But I'm thinking that that title might be going to the Rams, unfortunately. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So what do you guys think about the game? Let's talk about the city first. What you think? The 31-30 Chiefs losing the game. What do you think?
That was a good comeback win by the Raiders, but I mean, it's still the Raiders and the Chiefs. I really don't care about those 2 teams.
Yeah, so, I got you.
I know that the Raiders look good in that win in the end, but I still think that team is not that good. So hey, enjoy it. They beat a rival game. That's pretty much all it was. Rival games usually like that. Look, the Jets and the Patriots, they are the Jets almost won that. They needed the referees to overturn that call. Normally whenever you have a division rival game, it's always close, it's always entertaining, it's always fun, and it's always shocking sometimes. I mean, I can think of some of the Ravens Steelers games when it comes to that. Obviously the Jets Patriots is one. Seems like always the Patriots lose at least one of the Jets. And then the Dolphins, the same thing. Dolphins always seem to either destroy the Patriots one game whenever you don't expect it, or vice versa. Or the Patriots, actually, the Patriots never lose, so it's always shocking whenever any of the division teams beat them. So, but still, Bears, they come out, look good. That's usually what happens in division games.
Yeah, that's true. JG, did you get a chance to watch the game at all? You just not really. You didn't really care for it.
I definitely watched the game. I watched the game. So I think I got 3 things too about it. So first, I wasn't expecting for Derek Carr and Amari Cooper to put up the stat lines that they did, because I'm a fantasy football boy. Whoever owned those 2, I know you was happy because you pretty much won on Thursday, unless you had just a shitty team after that.
Yeah,
you won on Thursday with them 2, because Amari Cooper has been very, very quiet this year. So he came out with the vengeance. I don't know if he was just so happy that Derek Carr was back or what, but he came out. He showed out. Second, I mean, it's a rivalry game. The Chiefs, I still think, are the best team in the AFC. But again, it's a rivalry game. They always play tough against the Raiders. And the Raiders ended up having that crazy ass drive, and that's the third thing. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. With no time on the clock, all those damn penalties they gave the Raiders, 3 more chances. I was like, are you serious right now? What game am I watching? That was just ridiculous, yo. The Chiefs should be like shooting themselves in the foot. Like none of them should have went out. Y'all should have just been looking at all of the playbooks, going over your plays, because y'all blew everything, man. That should have not happened at all. Y'all should have won that game. So that it is what it is. But I still think the Chiefs are the best in the AFC. I still think the Raiders are a little bit banged up, a little bit washed up. But I mean, they had a really, really good fight, though. Really, really good fight, and came out with the win.
Yep. The Chiefs dropped to 5-2 from there, so they actually do not have the best record in the league anymore. And that is actually going to the team that I want to talk about next before we talk about the Rams. Is the Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz, man. Yo, JG, how you feel about Carson Wentz, man? Should have went to the Rams, man. You still like him messing with golf?
Oh yeah, I still want him on my team. Golf is a little bit better, but it took a coach who was actually a quarterback coach, offensive coach, to get him developed. Carson Wentz, I again felt like he was more NFL ready. I mean, he ran an NFL style offense in North Dakota State, so again, he was ready. I still like what Carson Wentz is doing. I think that he is probably he might be definitely like top 5 quarterbacks this year. I'm not saying overall, but he's looking really, really nice this year, man. And I'm very happy to see him play. I wish we could have got him, but he was looking nice. And did y'all see that play that he had when he scrambled through all of the defense? It looked like he was on some like Houdini stuff. The way that he got through all of those people, ended up running for a first down. When I saw that, I was like, "Wow!" Boy,
you mean they don't know how to tackle him? Yeah.
They don't know how to tackle him.
Because that's what that was. Like, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, as a defensive coach, I'm looking at that and I'm cringing, because you know how to tackle better than that. Attack the legs, especially for a quarterback that can't run like that. Like, why are you making this guy look like he is like God on the field when he's throwing the ball?
No way that he should have squeezed through like that. So
no way. There's no way. But it happens. Eagles fans are rejoicing all around. This is interesting. Like I said, we're going into week 8 now, and you have the Eagles with the best record in the NFL at 6-1 currently, with only 1 loss. So my question is to you guys, Siggy, you go first, is do the Eagles keep this momentum, or do they start dropping off since we've already passed like almost halfway mark of this season?
Well, just looking at all the rest of the teams in the NFC, I mean, everybody else is, aside from the Rams, everybody else is in the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, that whenever I just mentioned that right now, saying it, the Minnesota Vikings are the next best team in the NFC. That just
Case Keenum.
That just tells you right there that the NFC is pretty weak right now. At least it's looking like it, or it's very competitive. I'm not sure which one it is.
I think it is injuries. Maybe it's injuries.
Yeah, because it's baffling to see that the Falcons are 3-3. Everybody thought obviously that they were going to be the team again. They're coming off the Super Bowl. Everybody thought the Panthers were going to be better. Everybody thought that Green Bay was going to be good. Everybody thought Detroit was going to be good. I mean, there's teams that I could think of. Arizona, Seahawks are doing what they normally do. It's just they had the bye week already, so that's probably why they're not in first place instead of the Rams. But I just think that Eagles right now are the best team in the NFC, but I don't feel comfortable saying that I think they're going to be going to the Super Bowl. That it's something like I can't see that. I don't even know, even though they're already 3 games, 2.5, whatever in their own division. It wouldn't surprise me if Dallas comes back and wins it, or Washington at this point. So, are they the best right now? Yes. Are they the best at the end of the season? I don't know.
I mean, like I say, we'll see. I'm actually very shocked about the Eagles this season so far. I'm actually shocked about a lot of the teams this year, about some of the wins. And this is kind of my segue into talking about the Chargers real quick. I didn't expect my Chargers to win this week, last week. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. We ended up beating the Broncos and 21-0. Like, what is going on here? Like,
rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game. I got it, but we've been playing like doo-doo magoo, and then the Broncos comes around and just
well, they've been playing bad also.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. They have no quarterback, and I think they figured it out. If you want to beat them, you just stack the line, don't let them run at all, and have Trevor try to beat you, and it's not working. I think obviously Emmanuel Sanders is a big piece of their offense, but I mean, still, they weren't even throwing to Demaryius Thomas, so yeah, that team is just in trouble offensively. The defense is there, but that defense gets tired whenever they have to be out there every single play.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely do seem like they're getting drained out for sure. Another notable game was the Rams and the Cardinals. Rams, man, 33, Cardinals 0. I have to concede to JG, man. The Rams are the LA's NFL team, man. It's a pretty shitty feeling, not gonna lie, but like this guy comes from St. Louis. From St. Louis to LA. They're horrible the first year, and then they just do this huge turnaround after like a year, and it's just like I can't help but say, man, I really like the progression and progress of the Rams, and this is something special. Like I said, when they got Watkins in the offseason, the trades they made and everything like that, the Rams are looking like that team for this year, and I don't know, man. I think the Rams may keep it up the rest of the season. I mean, I can't front. I mean, Jay, you have any? Do you think that, or what do you think?
All right. Like I was telling everybody, it's all about the coach. I generally do not put everything on the coach, but I know Jeff Fisher. I had to deal with him. Mm-hmm. Tennessee had to deal with him, and he's the second most losingest coach in the league. I don't know how many times I got to keep saying this. Jeff Fisher was the reason why your teams were losing. And you see what happened. Everybody was talking about Sean McVay when he came through. Oh, man, he's too young. What does he know about football? You see what is going on. You see how this entire team has transformed once you get an offensive-minded head coach that knows what he's doing, and then you get Wade Phillips as the defensive coordinator. We are fucking lit right now. I cannot believe that we blew out the Cardinals. That is a rivalry game. I repeat, that is a rivalry game.
Well, they had no quarterback though, but go ahead.
I know. I would get on that. I would get on that. But we destroyed them 33-0. 33-0 in London. And now, what Siggy said, Carson Palmer, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Every time that you face us, this tends to happen. I don't know what's up. I don't know if we just got bad blood for you or whatever, but Carson Palmer got hurt again. I didn't even know because I wasn't watching the game. Unfortunately, I had something to do. So I just happened to look at the highlights and stuff and saw that Carson Palmer was out. I'm sitting there looking at the score like, what is going on, yo? This is London. This is like prime time in a sense, even though they didn't do it early in the morning for us. They did it at 1 p.m. still, but it was just crazy though. I'm like, yo, that's ridiculous. We hurt this man again. So it was crazy, man. He put in Stanton, and like nobody could do anything. I was expecting Fitzgerald to go off. Everybody was trying to see what AP could do because he just came back off a monstrous week after he just got traded. So everybody was like, "Oh man, yo, AP gonna run all over us. What we gonna do about him?" That man couldn't do nothing. That entire team couldn't do nothing, yo. That shit was ridiculous. But man, sorry, Carson Palmer. Hope you get well soon. But you need to mark that date on your calendar, my guy, because we not playing with you. As you can obviously see.
They just got his number, man. That's what it is. Like they just got his number, but it's all good, man. I know y'all in the chat, man, feeling my pain was just with your team either doing well or not doing well at all. You know, it's the NFL season, man. You had the Ravens and the Vikings. Vikings ended up beating the Ravens. The Jets and the
Dolphins. Off of field goals.
That was a boring game to watch.
I mean, that's another thing. Vikings had. I mean, this is why I don't know if it's necessarily that they're all good teams right now. The Vikings are 5-2, and I could put any team against them, and I would think that they'll beat the Vikings right now. So
you don't have Stephon Diggs. You don't have a starting quarterback. Sam Bradford, I know how he is, because guess what? He was on my team, and we gave him $50 million for not fucking playing. So, and then you got Teddy Bridgewater out. Like, he's might come back. It's highly doubtful, though, this year. But you got Case Keenum, and guess what? We had him, too. So, he was our starting quarterback. Yep. I know these players, though. I know how they act. I know how they behave. Case Keenum is not going to lead your team to victory. Like I said, I don't know how that happened with all those field goals, man.
Looking at that division, and the Bears have been horrible, and now it looks like the Bears can actually win that division. You know, Aaron Rodgers is out now, so Green Bay is, you don't know what you got with them. The Lions, you would think, is going to be the team that could win, but they've been playing just dumb.
You know what rivalries kind of like showed up in the last few years? The Saints versus the Lions. Why are those games so entertaining?
I don't know, but it always is. It's super entertaining. Like, I can't even complain at all.
You know what? This whole NFL season so far on the NFC side is just crazy. This is why everybody was talking about the Giants are supposed to do good, because it seemed like the NFC was prime for anybody to take it over. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so far it's the Eagles and the Rams that are doing it.
Yeah. All this continues, though. We'll have to see, because they were our rivals for a little bit. Like, every time we got to the playoffs, we kind of had the Eagles numbers, but we'll see, though. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I really hope that we make the playoffs. We just got to get rid of Seahawks.
Well, if y'all don't make the playoffs,
that's the only team to beat us in the division so far.
If y'all don't make the playoffs after being 6-1, man, that'd be the bro. That would hurt. Like, I'll just give you the.
We on a bye week. We 5-2, by the way. We 5-2.
Yeah.
We should have won against the Seahawks and the Redskins. They were both close games, but we 5-2. We on a bye week this week, and then we got the Giants, who beat us in London last year. So. A depleted ass offense.
But this time we don't have to worry about the Giants.
Right, exactly. We ain't got to worry about Odell. We might have to worry about Sterling. We don't have to worry about Marshall. We only got to worry about Evan Ingram as a no-name ass receivers. But they did beat the Broncos, so anything is possible.
You know, I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I'm being super hard on the Vikings, but
you are.
They play the Browns next, and this might be the Browns' only chance to
get
a win.
No. We need to talk about.
But that's how bad I think that 5-2 team is. It have to be the worst 5-2 team.
I got you, but let's talk about the Browns since you brought them up. The Titans and the Browns. That game, the Browns could have won that against the Tennessee Titans last week if you watched it. Cause I was sitting here watching like.
I was so disappointed because I had Mariota as my guy on DraftKings, thinking that he was going to just destroy the Browns. And the Browns defense was just really good. I don't know what was going on, but they were holding him to none but field goals, it seemed.
Yeah, like the Browns almost won that game. Like, it was in overtime. If it wasn't for a field goal, and speaking of game of field goals,
I'm telling you, they're gonna beat Minnesota now. Watch.
That Tennessee Titan Cleveland Browns game was a game of field goals. The Tennessee Titans now are 4-3, and that drops Cleveland down to Browns. Y'all want to know the last team that the Browns beat? Guess.
Chargers.
The Chargers. We were the only win.
Yeah, that's why I'm making fun of you last year. I remember it now.
I was so hurt, and that was back in that was in 2016, and it was that was the last game that this team has won. It was against my team. And
the Browns are once again going through a quarterback roulette, right? They put in Kaiser again. They don't know what they want to do.
Man, that team is like the death sentence, man. Like, if you get drafted there or you get sent there, like you're over. You're done. Like, the Raiders used to be the team where all the people go before they get retired, and I don't know, man. I think that's.
So who's winning first, Browns or the 49ers? They're both 0-7. Who's gonna win first?
I think 49ers. I can't say that the Browns are going to win.
Well, they're not going to.
Well, they're not going to win next week. They're going against the Eagles next week. They're not winning that.
The Eagles are going to win.
And the Vikings, I don't know, fam. I think the Vikings are going to beat the Browns personally.
I don't know. I really do. That's how I feel. I really think the Browns could beat the Vikings. Okay. I don't understand. I don't see why they won't.
Okay, and then we go week 9. You know what? I bet the 49ers do it in week 9 against the Cardinals. I think that's the game that they win against the Cardinals week 9.
It is a rivalry game, but I don't know. Arizona's coming off.
Palmer, so.
Arizona is coming off a bye though, so Stanton's going to have all the prep. It's not like he's going to be thrown into the flames.
I mean, we gotta see. Like we said, we really gotta see. I mean, that's. Hey,
that defense is just so horrible.
Oh my God,
it's not even the offense; it's that defense.
That defense is tremendous. I feel sorry for the quarterback situation over there at the Browns. Like it's catastrophe. It's
the Kenny Britt shouldn't have went over there, man. I don't know how much they paid you to go to the Browns, but you better enjoy that.
Right.
Yeah, he's making the money.
The Panthers and the Bears. That was another surprising game for me. What the hell is going on with Carolina, man?
Man.
Like, what is up with Carolina?
Jekyll and Hyde, man. Cam Newton is a roller coaster right now.
He really is. Like, oh my God. Like, I was expecting I was expecting this to be like the year for Carolina again. I'm thinking they're gonna be on one of the top tier teams. They have a lot to prove. Cam Newton has something to prove, and like it's ridiculous. They're either hot or they're cold. Like there's nothing in between, and they let the Bears beat them. Like, what? I was so disappointed about that. But I guess. When
you can look at, like I said, all these teams. I mean, who would have thought Tampa would be 2-4?
Yeah, Tampa has a freaking squad. Was definitely like paying attention to them all throughout the offseason. I'm like, yo, they should be eating, and I don't know what's going on, man. Well, actually, I do know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. It's their kicker situation. And speaking of the kicker situation, just a small little note, because they had Aguayo as their starting kicker in the preseason, and he didn't pan out, so they ended up kicking him off. He got signed to the Bears, and he didn't even make it through the preseason with the Bears. He got kicked off that team, and guess who ended up having to, I guess, desperation, because there got to be some more kickers out here. But now the Panthers, going into their week, about to face the Tampa Bay Bucks. They picked up Aguayo this week, so that's about to be lovely.
Intel.
Yeah, well, he's on the practice squad. He's on the practice squad right now. But if he ends up getting in the game, because Graham Gano is currently hurt, if he ends up getting in the game, boy, that's gonna be funny as hell.
Yeah, I mean it will be. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting situation.
Let's talk about who the best quarterback was last week.
In that game? Period?
Period. Wentz.
Nope.
Who?
It was McCown.
Why?
Did you see his stats?
So what that was?
Oh, you got the stats up. Read them off. I know that's why you brought it up.
He threw he had 4 or 5 touchdowns. Too bad they lost the Dolphins.
Another division game.
they blew it though. That game they just blew. But yeah, he had I know he rushed for 1. I think he threw for 3.
Yeah, he did. It looks like it.
It was
lucky for me. There's some
300 or no, it was 209 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he rushed for a touchdown and ran for just that 1 yard. So 4 touchdowns.
Right.
The thing about Wentz though that concerns me is that he hits home runs. That like all his touchdowns, aside from the ones he throws to Ertz, are deep balls. And I think whenever it comes to the playoffs, you're gonna have teams that are just gonna do what the Giants used to do to quarterbacks like that. They're just gonna go ahead and stack the line and just try to blitz every single play to not give him that time to throw deep. And if you just have one speedy linebacker on Ertz while that happens, you're gonna see a guy like Wentz not be able to do anything, because then he's gonna be forced to try to run, and he's not necessarily. I know he's been doing good running right now, but he's not no Deshaun Watson. So I think teams.
No. He's not that, but he's no slouch though.
I know he's no slouch, but he's not Ben Roethlisberger where he should be able to take poundings like that all the time. So I do think that there's a way to beat him. I just don't know how. I just don't know why any NFL teams haven't figured it out yet.
Right. Let's talk about the matchup between the Patriots and the Falcons, the Super Bowl rematch. Patriots ended up winning 23-7. Were you guys surprised about the game, or
Matt Ryan sucks? I don't know what's going on with this offense.
You don't think it's the fog? That's what everybody else was saying.
Yeah. The fog is the reason.
The fog gate. They had the fog machine going.
Man.
All right, so here's what Julio Jones said. Julio Jones said that whenever they were scoring or did something, they would throw the fireworks during this fog, and apparently the fireworks smoke was also creating it even more, and that's what he was upset about. And people picked up on it, and it kind of snowballed. I was joking around. I'd say, "Oh, the fog is the best defense y'all got for the Patriots," but apparently a lot of people really thought that, and it even became a Twitter moment and a conspiracy that they had a fog machine and all kinds of
somebody
stuff.
said like I'm selling like all my fog machines. So I tweet about that. I was like, that's crazy, man.
When I turned that game on and I started watching it, I was like, wow, this is like watching, The Mist. You ever watch that movie?
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. I saw that movie. Hey, but Brady didn't have a problem. It seemed like the Patriots had much of a problem throwing the ball. So
this is what the Patriots, I'm telling you, Belichick, he practices in all kinds of scenarios. If it's snowing, he's calling his whole team, say, hey, we're playing right now. When there's fog, when it's raining, he prepares for everything. And obviously a team like the Falcons are playing in a dome, I don't think they take it that that far. Then again, it could be that Belichick filmed everybody, knew how to do things, but still.
Yeah. We can't forget about that asterisk next to your name.
I'm sorry though, but as one of the top receivers in the entire nation, there's no way that Julio Jones just got his first touchdown.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Like, and that was kind of like a garbage one too. He had to fight for that touchdown.
LaShawn McCoy also this week. So two guys.
That's ridiculous, man. Like how he got his second. That was his second look in the end zone during that Patriots game. We're halfway through the season. So just think about that. Take that into perspective. Antonio Brown doesn't seem to have this problem. I mean, he whined about it, but Antonio Brown never, ever, you'll never see him not hitting the end zone during his games. He's going to get some looks. So it's just crazy, man, how I know Julio doesn't complain, but, maybe he should. But Dan Quinn had his back, though, because he was like, nah, this is ridiculous. Like, Julio needs to get some looks. Matt Ryan just hasn't been able to find him, and it's been crazy. Like, he just got his first touchdown. He's been getting, like some yards here and there. Like, he hit 100 at least one time. But it's just ridiculous, man. I don't know what's going on with this offense. I'm just going to chuck it up to they're still reeling off of the Super Bowl, and they haven't recovered since, man. And literally all throughout that stadium in Gillette, 28-3 signs, 28-3 signs everywhere. They're still thinking about it. You can't avoid it. Y'all blew a 28-3 lead, man. So it is what it is. Patriots ended up winning in good fashion. Who knows if it was the fog or not, but Atlanta has a lot of work to do, man. I just don't think Matt Ryan is that elite quarterback like everyone thought he was last year. The Falcons have fell back down to earth, man. They are the same team that we all know.
So it's back to poverty for them then, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Damn.
Do you think if the defense shows up like that for the Patriots every week, that anybody can beat them?
That's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, Patriots are always like interesting because
you can never count them out. You can never count them out.
They're never really bad. I can't think of a time when I was living, at least, that they were like just super bad. They always find a way to make the playoffs. Now, given that their division is kind of bad, but they always end up making the playoffs. Always end up finding a way to get into that conversation of the top three teams in the league. So. Who knows, man? Maybe the Patriots finally figured it out, but it was a slow grind for them. So I don't know. I don't know what defense that could actually like match them. Because even with their first game of the season, even though they ended up losing really, really bad to the Chiefs, I mean, they were still putting up points against them. So it was just kind of a shootout in that game.
Absolutely.
So who knows, man? And I mean, they barely lost against Carolina. They lost by a field goal to them. So again, they were never really out of it in any of those games. They never really got super duper beat. Where I was like, damn, Patriots fucking suck. Like their defense is suspect, but I think they finally like really got it together once they ended up facing the Falcons. Because I mean, that was a Super Bowl rematch, so everybody was looking for that one. I'm sure that they circled it in their calendars. So
absolutely,
they were super ready for the Falcons.
I mean, and they're 5-2 now, so I mean.
And now my Jets get it. This is a Super Bowl that we're never gonna have. So.
Right.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. But let's go ahead and switch over from the NFL. We're gonna go ahead and start talking about the NBA. Shout out to everybody in the chat rocking with us. We see y'all with the follow. Shout out to TBH2 with the host from earlier. All right, let's just go ahead and talk about it right now. So everybody in the NBA is still talking about Lonzo Ball and just how, with his father just going off at the mouth, he's only painting a bigger target on his son's back. I mean, we've talked about this in prior podcast about how the more his father talks, the more people are just going to want to pick on Lonzo Ball. And Lonzo and the Lakers are going against Washington, and now you got to go against John Wall. What are you guys' thoughts, man? Do you think John Wall is about to give the man 50? What's going on? Because Lonzo ain't going to be able to hold John Wall at all, and that's in my opinion. As a Lakers fan, as much as I would love the Lakers to win this game, I think John Wall is going to abuse Lonzo. JG, your thoughts?
Yeah, the game really about to start right now too. So
as we're recording this,
yeah, it's about to be exciting. But yeah, John Wall, like they asked him about it, of course, and I know that LeVar is probably gonna have something to say. I mean, it's freaking John Wall though, so you can't say the same thing that you did for Patrick Beverley.
Oh, absolutely, because John Wall's gonna clap back.
No, not that. We just talking about like status, because John Wall is an elite point guard, and we know Patrick Beverley. I mean, obviously, if you watch basketball, you know what Patrick Beverley is, but he isn't in that elite status. He is a great defender. He's probably like top 5 as far as point guards, as far as defending, but you don't really know him to be dominating people like that against compared to John Wall. But John Wall, he got asked, and he was like, he's like, I like the little dude, but he was like, I'm gonna have to get him tonight. So we gonna see, man. I think John Wall probably gonna put like an easy like 25 to 30 on his head. I don't think he gonna put 50 on his head, but he might he gonna throw up some blood signs for real. he go blood game John Wall gonna be in the building for sure.
Right. I mean, we will see, because like it's weird because with Lonzo especially, because he had the quote unquote breakout game against the Suns. I mean,
the Suns.
Yeah,
and it was the Suns.
That's what I said. The Suns, he almost got a triple double, which is cool. But then the Pelicans game, he only had 8 points. He disappeared again. He was 3 for 13, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. He had 13 assists, which is cool, but he's not really producing points wise, and he played 36 minutes. So, and he was going against the Pelicans. So,
Paul, did you know they're gonna rock the old school jersey?
Yeah, they do. The baby, the baby blue.
Okay,
it's sweet.
Right.
That's the Nike. That's because Nike, we were redoing a whole bunch of jerseys and whatnot, and they brought out the baby blues. And
you better hope them joints don't tear tonight.
I hope not. And like, speaking of that, quick fact, that jersey is actually one of the only times that you ever seen Kobe Bryant wear a headband. It's weird. It really is weird. And that's like old school Kobe with number 8, and he had the headband and everything, the fro and all that. He just looked weird with it. But yeah, man. I mean, as much as I want them to win, and as much as I want them to prosper, they just got to get it together. The Lakers are a very young team, as we know, and going against John Wall and the rest of them for the Wizards, it's not going to be an easy feat if they beat them somehow. Because like we said, Lonzo is sporadic. He showed up one game. He's been gone for the last two, the other 2. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, go Lakers, hopefully, but we'll see. So, another NBA news, we got to talk about the double ejection for the Warriors game. It was Steph Curry and KD. Apparently KD had flipped off, had to give him the finger, and Steph Curry out here throwing mouthpieces again. What is y'all thoughts about Steph Curry not being suspended but being fined $50,000 and he was still able to play? And it was funny because Steve Kerr was like sarcastically saying they should suspend Steph Curry since this is the second time this has happened in the past 2 years. Do you think?
Well, that's exactly why they should have suspended for that, because I mean, basically they're saying to him, you could throw your mouthpiece in the end at a ref or in the crowd, so all you're getting is a fine if you do it again. That's basically what they're saying.
Why is this a reaction though?
I don't know. Like, yeah, I think that's.
I think the reason why it's kind of like the Patriots. It's become to where, if you notice, remember whenever Curry and the Warriors first come out, everybody loved them, and it seems like now it's like everybody kind of hates them. And I think the reason why is because now it seems like the league is like almost pandering to them. So if Tom Brady gets touched, it's a flag, right? So everybody hates when that happens. Well, now it's kind of like that now with Curry. If anything happens to Curry and they don't do anything, they'll be like, oh, it's because the NBA loves them and they're just trying to make sure that they win. And that's pretty much what the perception is when you have something like this happen. Let's say a perfect example ESPN said was if Boogie, if Cousins threw a mouthpiece How many games do you think they're going to suspend him for that?
Like 10, like 10, like 10.
At least one.
Right?
Like 10.
I mean, that's the thing. It's I know there's star players and stuff like that, but you can't be doing it. You know, for some players, they can't do it. Remember, if Rasheed Wallace was still playing and he did that, man, they would give him a month suspension.
Rasheed Wallace.
They'll give him a month suspension. So I think they should have just do the 1-game suspension, let him fight it, whatever he wants to do, but at least make it, a warning shot saying, hey, look, even though you're a star in the league, you can't be doing this. I mean, he threw it at the ref, and he's saying, oh, I didn't mean to throw it that way, right? How do you... So
you got Draymond, who has a reflex of kicking people in the nuts, and you got Stephen Curry, who loves throwing mouthpieces at people when he gets upset.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Yeah, both of y'all on the same thing. You got Kevin Durant, who he got ejected for throwing up the middle finger, but he said it was his ring finger. So you never know, man. You never know what they.
How do you even throw up your ring finger? I mean, that's just awkward, right?
he said he was telling the ref, "Yo, I got rings though." Like the ref cares, but.
I don't know, fam. Something sounds up about that. Talking about I got rings, really, nigga. You didn't say that.
It's like, nah, you know what you did to get that ring, though. So.
Right. So I mean, we'll see. I wouldn't go as far as comparing him to the baby back bitch that is Tom Brady. But I mean, if he keeps it up, he does have a temper tantrum at times, and it's like, all right, it's like, all right, Steph, like, calm down, fam. Like, I get you're angry and everything like that, but let's calm it down, man. You are one of the faces of the NBA. This is present. We know this. So, and you do this again, they're gonna have to make an example out of you, fam. Like, it's really not that serious. Like, serious to be throwing your mouthpiece, fam. Like, first of all, that's disgusting. Like, you throw your mouthpiece at me and I'm a ref. Like, we gotta have a problem.
Yeah, we gotta fight, bro.
Right. I mean, that's the thing, though. His first offense was he threw it and hit a fan, and this time he aimed at a ref. How do you not suspend him for that? I mean, it's one thing if you just slam it on the floor 2 times, but these were direct, a fan and a ref. I mean, that's 2 things you're not supposed to do in the end. Right. Imagine if I just don't see how they didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Steph Curry, man, get out your feelings, bro. I know you're frustrated and everything like that, what's going on with the ref's call, but talk to them. Don't throw your mouthpiece, fam. That's not gonna.
Shout out to Real Deal, because he just reminded me about Kyrie.
Oh, Kyrie's such a petty motherfucker.
You saw like Kyrie did so.
Hey, a fan. Where's LeBron?
So a fan said, "Where's LeBron?" And he was recording it, of course, because you got to catch that. So he said, "Where's LeBron?" And Kyrie was coming out the tunnel, and he said, "Suck my dick." And so he got fined for it. And then they asked him about it. It was like, "Man, what happened with this fan?" And he was like, we live in the social media era, and everybody's trying to get stuff on tape. He was like, he kind of a hoe for putting it on tape or whatever. But he was like, "Hey, I apologize. I said what I said, but." He was like, you shouldn't have put it on camera for everybody to see. So,
I mean, we knew it. Come on, fam. Like, of course that's gonna happen. Like, come on, fam. Like, people are gonna get a reaction out of you. It's the years of social media. Like, people will do anything for a retweet, a like, and everything like that. And they expected that video to go somewhat viral, so they can put it up. Like,
it definitely went viral.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was funny as hell. Don't even get me wrong. That was hilarious. Like, it was funny. Like, it was legit funny. Like, Kyrie's a funny guy, and he only was like, "Oh, I'm yeah. God damn, my ears, damn. Oh my God, like, Kyrie, man, that threw me off. I'm not even gonna front. I got scared. I jumped up and everything. I was like, "Whoa!" Like, what the hell was that?
Wait a minute, you should be used to your parrot makes noises that sound like that.
This is true.
Bro, how long are you gonna go with that lame joke for? I haven't lived at that house in like over 2 months. Let it go. And plus, I expect birds to be there. Your kid was asleep. So
yeah, he's awake now.
He said he's gonna wake back up. So
no.
Clearly. So we got a 4th member in the podcast. Siggy's child is in here. So just letting you guys know. Everyone was like, "What the hell was that?" Anyways, so we got games going on that happened. You had the Spurs and the Heat. It played today. The score was 117 to 100. Didn't you guys ever watch the games at all? Any games you guys watch?
I was looking at it a little bit while we were getting ready.
True. And Spurs looking all right, man. I mean,
without Kawhi.
Well, without Kawhi Leonard, which is, I mean, granted they were playing the Heat, and you know who really likes the Miami Heat, and if you do, you're a sucker. But you know,
damn, why you say that?
He knows who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is directed towards somebody.
Oh, yeah, this is directed to somebody just for one time because he always be giving us crap about the Lakers. So, but yeah, man, San Antonio is looking pretty good. I mean, it's San Antonio. It's Pop. I mean, this is nothing to be surprised about. I mean, it's early in the season. It's 4 games. But without Kawhi Leonard, they're doing phenomenal. And it's a good thing. So, you know, it's good to see. I mean,
I know losing Kawhi is big, and obviously they're going to get him back eventually, and they're going to be good. But getting Rudy Gay is the key, you know, because there's somebody that could come off the bench and give you 20 points. I mean, that's right there enough of a... Especially for the Spurs, it's not like they needed to have 100 points a game to compete. You know what I mean? Because they have a really good defensive team.
They can win with 80 points because they're
exactly.
Exactly.
So getting that 20 helps because it's almost like he didn't lose anything in the end. And obviously, when he comes back, not only is the team going to be even better defensively, getting the defensive player of the year back, then all of a sudden now you got someone that can hang 30 every night. So.
Right.
And the emergence of DeJounte Murray.
No, forget Murray. The emergence.
Whatever Siggy said.
Yeah, the DeJounte Murray came out of nowhere. He is playing at a high level right now. The rookies are stepping up on multiple teams. So,
I mean, do you think that he's gonna keep that up with Murray, or do you think he's gonna keep it up?
He definitely has to give him more clock whenever Kawhi comes back. I feel like at this point, if he keeps it up at his steady pace, he's gonna give him more minutes.
Right. Okay, that's true. Yo, what's going on with the Thunder, man? The Thunder's 2-2 right now. They ended up beating the Pacers. Do you feel like their new big three with Russ, Paul George, and Melo is gonna work out, or what? What do you?
I mean, so far, yeah. I mean, Russ Westbrook put up another triple-double, and I was like worried that he probably wasn't going to be able to keep up his same production with them on the team, but he's still being the same old Russ.
So I mean, that's what's going to be he's a facilitator, so I didn't think it was going to be that hard of a transition. In fact, I think his assist numbers should go up more because when he penetrates, he should kick it out to, let's say, Anthony and hit a 3. I mean, that's
exactly, yeah.
That's something that, you know, he was missing. Oladipo wasn't that kind of guy. Oladipo was somebody that actually tried to bully his way in. So I think it works because of who he is as a player. You know, Westbrook. I'm more shocked that Carmelo actually is taking his role better. You know, he's actually thriving also. Paul George has been a little bit of disappointment so far. But that team, they have no bench. That's going to be their problem in the end.
Yep.
Right.
They are the Miami Heat of 2011.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we will see. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to be talking about on how they're going to be later on in the season, like when it comes to playoffs and, like, you know, towards the championships, and see how they really play. And, you know, let's see what be the determining factor if Paul George is going to end up staying there for the year after the year, or is he going to go somewhere else. I mean, we will see. I mean, I'm excited so far. I mean, we're 4 games in for most teams, and they've been playing very well. Hey, man, another person that I was actually very shocked of his level of play, even though it's so early on, D'Angelo Russell has actually been playing very well with the Nets, man. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Maybe this is what he needed, and this maybe pushed him to go past what he thought he can only do with the Lakers, and maybe that was his motivation after they just said, "Here, take him." Because obviously we were going for
let's admit it helps whenever you know you're gonna get the most minutes because you're the best player on the team. There's nobody else on the team.
That's also true, but he's playing at a high level play, like he really is. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised about it. I thought it would take him a little bit more to get into the groove of things over with Brooklyn, but
I'm not surprised. As soon as Lynn went down, I knew he was gonna be a fantasy guy anyways. You know, the team's not gonna move anywhere. The team sucks, but as far as his numbers, he's going to have phenomenal numbers because he's the facilitator of a team that has nobody. So he could put up all the points himself, and then the guys that do decide to score, like let's say LeVert or Hollis Jefferson or whatever, he could be getting the assist, throwing it to them.
Right. So let's just go ahead and talk.
Speaking of that, they did beat the Cavs today, but he wasn't playing though.
Nah, he wasn't playing.
Yeah, you beat him when he was playing. So
right. So what's going on with Eric Bledsoe, fam? What? I just he tweets he doesn't want to be here. Then he says he's at the salon. Like, what? What the? I'm so confused.
The Suns were like, we not gonna play this social media game, Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah.
He said he didn't want to be here like an hour after y'all fired the head coach. And then you had other NBA players like, hey, yo, come back, man. You know, you want to come back to this team. You know, you look good on the Knicks, man. You know, you look good on the Clippers, man. So
I'll take him as on the Knicks, man. I'm telling you, we're desperate for a point guard, so I'll take him.
Yeah,
2 games in, though.
Of the week, man.
2 games in, like
three
games in, they fired his coach.
Hey, you know what though? I shout out to the Suns, man. They didn't play no horse shit. You know what I mean? They weren't gonna play that game with anybody. It didn't matter who it was. And usually an organization would kind of like, oh, you know, apologize. They'll do the fake, you know, sorry, and then they'll play the whole season. And nah, this team is like, you know what? This is a new direction. The coach is gone. You're gone. We're gonna try to trade you, or maybe we'll just leave you at the bench, not even playing. So they don't. The good thing about being a bad team is you don't have to worry about, you know, the fans reacting any different because they're already losing anyways.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I just, fam, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, social media is such a role nowadays with everything, when people are having their feelings and everything like that, and they're not happy with where they are. Professionally, you need to think about this stuff. Stop tweeting stuff out. Like, if I'm an agent, I'm going to, and like, it's funny because you see it in 2K. Actually, they're not like, they ask you to like take over like your social media and everything. They at least give you the training to let you know what you do can hurt you business wise too. And I'm just like, don't put all that stuff out there on Twitter, fam. Like, take your thumb off the phone. Go talk to your agent. Let your agent advise you what to do next, and then go talk to upper management if you need to. Like, you tweeting your stuff out is making you look dumb. Like, I'm not gonna, like, as much as like the Knicks may need a point guard and everything like that, I'm sure they'll take into consideration of, well, how is this guy acting on social media? What is he doing? Like, I mean, everything is real.
Nah, they won't.
You don't
I
think
would
so?
take him even if he was.
You think?
I wouldn't care. I would, as a Knicks fan, I wouldn't care. I just want a point guard that can play every night. At this point, he could tweet anything he wants. He could tweet like Donald Trump for all I care.
This is Eric Bledsoe. I haven't heard of anything else before this that has really gotten him in like super trouble. I think the problem has always been, at least with the Suns, is like, I don't know, for some reason they just don't know how to win games with them all being in the same system together. The Suns don't know as an organization who they really want to build their entire team around.
Well, he was expendable kind of anyways because the emergence of Booker, they had obviously the point guard, what was in Ulis, emergence last year, and then the guy that played Mike James, man, he was actually good the other night. So they have young talent that just Bledsoe just doesn't fit no more. He's a really good player.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
For the team, especially if they're getting a new coach anyways, it's kind of like, wow, we might as well just go this direction. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're going to probably package him, Chandler, and maybe, what's his name? Probably Warren, to try to get something good out of those three. It wouldn't surprise me if they can get, some picks with those three.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I can see why you're acting so desperate right now, too, Siggy. Like, y'all, like, tied with the worst team into the league right now, which is the Bulls. And, I mean, I don't blame you. Like, you need a point guard. I get a point guard too if I need him. So we'll see if he ends up going over there. Do you think that would actually happen?
Why are you acting like the Lakers are doing any better just because they have one win?
Did I say anything about the Lakers?
It's only been 3 games.
The way you were talking though.
Yeah, you made it sound like, they're tied with the Bulls are the worst. They're 0-3 because it's only been 3 games.
I mean, I was just saying this had nothing to do with the Lakers. I actually was talking to Eastern Conference. I mean, just the sense of urgency in your voice.
The Eastern Conference if they, what's funny, if they win 2 games, all of a sudden they'll be in first place. That's how early it is. I'm not that panicked.
No, it's not, because the Wizards are 3-0. But nice try.
No, I'm talking about the Atlantic. So the Raptors are what number one with 2-2 record?
Yeah, they are. They're 2-1. They're 2-1 right now.
Okay, so yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the topic at hand. The Knicks need a point guard because Porzingis can't do it.
He can't do it by himself. He can't.
Yeah, he's a forward / center. He needs somebody to feed him. He needs somebody to penetrate. He needs somebody to do a whole bunch of things that create shit for him. He can't do it himself. He's not a facilitator.
Yeah,
we can't rely on the rookie. We're relying on Sessions for crying out loud. If it was 2003 Sessions, okay, I'll be happy, but it's not that. So we need a point guard. That's what the team needs.
Yeah,
and Tim Hardaway's a bust already. That's the worst contract.
Oh my God. Knicks should be shooting themselves in the foot for that one. I don't know what happened to Tim Hardaway.
Nobody thought that was a good signing anyways. I was hoping, the preseason I kind of got
Yeah, why would y'all give him all that money to get him back? Y'all had him already.
I have no idea. Why they would do that. A whole bunch of other players wound up doing good, like Caldwell Pope. I'd rather have him. Look, the Lakers probably even got a steal for that now.
Like, literally, y'all best players right now in the Knicks are Porzingis and Enes Kanter.
Yeah, Kanter. Yeah, surprisingly.
Kanter put up a stat line last night. I was like, okay.
Right. I'm just like, all right, let's see what's going on with the Knicks, man. But
it could be worse. We could have Alonzo Ball.
I guess. Hey, man, you're not gonna call Alonzo Ball a bust. He's not a bust yet.
It's a lot of games to play. So.
Yeah, he's
gonna be good. I mean, I think a lot of people give him a hard time. It's only 3 games in the season, so we can't really.
I mean, you give him a hard time mainly because his dad. Like, not even because of him.
We gotta give him a hard time for the first game though, because everybody thought he was Magic Johnson right away. So this was more of and forget LeVar Ball. It was more of a shot at the Laker fans that thought he was Magic Johnson already.
Shit, I didn't think that.
He did in the preseason.
Them niggas are high from the fires and something like that to think that he was Magic Johnson. that's just my opinion. Like, I'm absolutely not fan. That man is not Magic Johnson. He's definitely going to be a great player. I think he's definitely going to develop very well. I don't know. He definitely wasn't going to be out the back swinging, and that's why I don't typically like to have people base their opinions on how a player is going to be in the league during their summer league, because you can have an amazing summer league and then be trash at the rest in the regular season when they actually play against everyone else. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm just like, all right.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Right. Oh,
yeah. Him and Ball both had great numbers in the summer league, and they're not doing nothing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And someone said in the chat, did they give LeBron a hard time? Of course they gave LeBron a hard time, but LeBron came out just
LeBron is a totally different story.
Yeah, he's a totally different beast. Story. That's why he's always talking about it.
I don't remember anybody giving him a hard time when he came out. Everybody loved LeBron when he came out. The only time everybody started hating LeBron is when he left.
Yeah, because this is the thing, because LeBron was busting people when he was doing tryouts when he was just a teenager. Like, he was destroying grown men, like, and they were just like, man, this kid's the truth. And like, he came in with a purpose and he was putting in numbers, and it was ridiculous. Like, I remember seeing him at AAU and he was destroying people. Like,
I mean, they were showing all the Vincent St. Mary games whenever ESPN got a hold of it. I remember they made a big deal about his mom getting a Hummer or something like that. For him for his birthday, and that was like the scandal back then. But
yeah, that was a scandal.
Everybody loved LeBron coming into the game. Everybody was excited to see him play. I didn't hear any animosity towards him at that time. The only time you had animosity towards him was the move, because everybody started getting mad that he wasn't Jordan. He thought he was Jordan, but Jordan didn't leave, kind of thing, and a whole bunch of stuff. He's just chasing rings, etc., etc.
I mean, but that's what everybody's doing now. Like, that's.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, he set the precedent for that. It wasn't, and Charles Barkley now wishes he did do that. Now you can start. You can see some of the guys. I bet you Patrick Ewing probably's like, man, I probably should have gone to the Bulls too. But
right.
I mean, it's hard to do what Michael Jordan did, because Michael Jordan was not only the best, but he wound up getting like the best pieces around him at the time too. So it just worked. It worked out for him. It didn't work out for KD. It didn't work out for LeBron the way they thought, and they moved and got their rings like that. I mean, at this point, that's just the way things are.
Right. And I wanted to end the podcast on this, just about the injuries. I mean, what is going on in the league? We're 4 games in, and just people are being injured left, after right. If they're on status on day to day, or if they're out. Like, speaking of injuries, talk about a notable one right now. Chris Paul. He is out for at least another couple of weeks. And I know they're shopping around, looking in the former D League, now the G League. Jesus, Gatorade, really? Like, they're looking for replacements until Paul is out. I mean, do you guys think that that's going to affect them in the beginning of the season? Do you think that Houston will be able to hold their own still? What are your thoughts behind that with Chris Paul being injured?
Doesn't look like it's changing anything right now.
Right.
Me and JG said it last week. We think that Houston was good without him, and they're probably going to be better without him also.
So then,
sad, man, very sad, but it just doesn't work with that offense, man.
So who won in this thing, Blake Griffin or Chris Paul? I think Blake Griffin is winning right now, fam. To be honest with you,
pending injury, yeah. Blake Griffin's definitely with it.
Yeah, we might have said injury.
I wouldn't really say it's a win though, because Blake Griffin
I wouldn't either.
Doing what Blake Griffin does.
I think Doc Rivers is probably like, hey, you know what? We can have my kid do the same thing. He's younger, so he's gonna let Austin Rivers do his thing. But the Clippers actually looked pretty good their first game, but then again, that was the Lakers.
Right, and we also got Dion Waiters on a day-to-day with the ankle injury.
Was it ankle? I thought it was his wrist that got hurt.
No, it was ankle. He was participating in team walkthroughs Wednesday morning, according to ESPN, but according to the Associated Press. But then they said he remained questionable, and I'm just seeing like people like Hassan Whiteside, he's out, and I have him on my fantasy team. Like it's ridiculous that these injuries already. You got Jimmy Butler. He's sick right now, so he didn't play in Wednesday's game. Like
Aaron Gordon was out for me a couple of games. Anthony Davis got hurt pretty badly.
And another one, Anthony Davis is.
Yeah, we don't know how severe that injury is, but he's definitely gonna be out at least a game. But I'd always count more than that. I think it's gonna be more than that.
Like yikes! Like
all that talent in the world, and then when you try to, especially fantasy, man, when you try to count on him, he fails you real quick.
I was so surprised when I got him, man. He got some good points out of him, but that's a high risk, very high risk.
Very. I mean, even Markelle Fultz out. Like
I'm not surprised about this one though. I'm not surprised
because it's Philadelphia.
I told Philly what they needed to do. I said at the beginning of the season, I said, put that man in a bubble. Don't let him play. And what y'all do? Y'all let him play in the preseason, and y'all can't even use him in the regular season. This is how Philly plays, man. They get all the rookies. They get all top 5 rookies. And then they end up being hurt the first season, and then they come out the second season, and then they're like a freaking god. Now y'all want to play the rookie season. It's literally the same thing over again. And why has it been like this like the past 5-6 years? That's crazy. Now Ben Simmons probably gonna be the rookie of the year. That man playing out of his mind right now. We gonna see what happens though. But like I said, man, I should not have let Markelle Fultz play. Y'all just have terrible luck in Philly. I don't know why.
Right. What do you guys think about Tony Parker?
I think he's done. I really do.
He needs to retire.
Because they put him in a G League rehab. Like they have him
when he comes back. I mean, it's gonna be like Dwayne Wade. I think they're gonna lead the second unit. The second unit is gonna be pretty scary with them. I mean, just think about Tony Parker, Ginobili, second unit for the Spurs. I mean, that's pretty dangerous. You know, if you think about it, that bench.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna happen. And I think he'll thrive on that, but I think it's time for him to just let the young guys do their thing.
I mean, he's been in the league for 16 years. He was drafted back in 2001, first round, and he's 35 years old. This is his time to just bow out gracefully. Yeah, either focus, worry about the money and everything like that afterwards. The team.
I mean, he's still a really good player though.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I can't say that. I mean, it's kind of like Paul we talked about earlier. His knees just are bad, and But can you imagine how dangerous even that second unit would be if they decided to put him in the second unit? I mean,
that's true.
I don't know why a lot of these players are scared of that. I think that's why Dwayne Wade probably said this. You know what? I could be Dwayne Wade in the second unit, and it'd be awesome. I mean, it's not like you have pressure on you. He could go out there and throw
his first game too.
Right. I mean, you just go out there and do your thing. It's not like there's expectations of anything. You're just trying to score in garbage time, giving the starters rest. So, I mean, that's a lot of pressure off of you. So I think Wade would thrive. I think Parker could thrive in that. I think a lot of people should start doing that, honestly.
Yeah, plenty of six-men come out and do amazing. They end up scoring more points than the starter sometimes.
Yeah, like J.R. Smith was awesome for the Knicks when he was a sixth man. I mean, that's how he got, I guess, his contract. But still, I mean, he was putting up like 29, 30 points a game, it seemed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's some other ones that are scoring? Like Rudy Gay, wasn't he a sixth man?
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's another one.
Jamal Crawford, when he come off the bench and be doing nice.
Right. I mean, like I said, we will see. Like, I mean, hey,
Iguodala.
Yeah, Iguodala is definitely another one for sure.
Jordan Clarkson is pretty good too for the Lakers coming off the bench.
Oh, absolutely. He's been doing very well with that. So I'm not mad about that.
When Lou Williams got off the team, he started scoring more.
I know. And
Lou Williams was fucking clouded, boy.
Yeah, man, you kept giving me crap about that too. I remember that. It was like the day after he got traded and he started playing. Like he just lit them up. I was just like, come on, Lou. Like, man, but we will see. We will see. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about, or could we go ahead and wrap this podcast up?
I think we'll wrap it up. How's your Lakers doing so far?
Man, I've been looking for just to see the scores of the game, man.
They're winning.
They're winning right now, but we'll see. Shout out to Zoe. Looked like he got on the ZO2s right now. I'm surprised about that. Not really.
Looks like he's not playing good, though.
I mean, we're not.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Yeah, he's frustrated for sure. Wall is that's the thing with him, especially. Not him just being his first year, but also, like, he's letting these guys get to him mentally. And we've all know, we've played sports before. When you let somebody get to you mentally, it's a wrap, fam. It is.
I don't know. I think LeVar Ball fooled the country because a lot of people, I mean, before LeVar, really hyped up his son, a lot of people thought that Lonzo had a lot of issues, like, prospect wise, that he wasn't going to be top 20 pick or anything like that. And it wasn't until all the talk and everything that all of a sudden people believed that he was just, like this triple-double machine and stuff like that. But I think in the bracket game, I think the real Lonzo showed up where he was just average at best. And I mean, I think he's going to be good, but it's not surprising right now seeing him struggle because I think the speed of the game is just a lot different than when he thought in college.
Right. I mean, like I said before, I thought that Lonzo Ball is a great player. I still do think he's a great player. I definitely do think he had his issues for sure, and they were exposed during an NCAA tournament. Absolutely. But I still thought that he was going to be a great player in the league, and like we said, it's early on for sure. But his father paints a target on his back. Like Lakers were looking to get Lonzo before his father was talking him up. They still were looking for him for sure, absolutely. But obviously, with his father speaking and talking more and more and more, that put him in more of the headlines and everything along those lines. And he's a marketable person, yes, for sure, when it comes to advertisements and all that stuff. But we're gonna see. I'm sure it'll die down by the mid of the season, depending on how well Lonzo's doing. But I mean, right now, he's sporadic, fam. I mean, we'll see. He's 4 games in, so I can't really judge him. So we will see.
People are just waiting.
Yeah,
they're just waiting here right now.
Yep, absolutely. But if that's it, we are going.
Man, but you can't. Oh man, that shot though, man. Let's talk about his shot.
Oh my god,
that thing is ugly, man. You gotta admit that.
It's ugly as shit. It looks like he's lifting something super heavy, and it makes me think that maybe he has a weighted ball or something. Like I don't know.
The problem with that shot is you can't bring that shot to the inside, so he has to shoot threes, and he's just not a good 3-point shooter, at least not right now.
No, not at all.
You gotta get used to the NBA 3-point line.
He's gonna be. I'm gonna look at his stat line. He's always gonna be one of those 3 for 9. If he has a good game, it's gonna be like Rip Hamilton type, where he had to throw 25 shots just to look decent.
Right. I mean,
that's not a good thing though.
Right. I seen someone in the comment section said, do you guys think that LeVar had any influence over NBA scouts and GMs? No, but they definitely did keep their eyes on that. You got to remember, when it comes to scouts and GMs and everything along those lines, they're looking to see how this player can help the team, but it's also a business too, and that's what you have to remember. It is a business. They're not going to give this person all this money if they're not going to be able to benefit from it, from business-wise, and the Lakers would definitely benefit from Lonzo being there for sure, absolutely. But I know Sticky said earlier, people thought that, some Lakers thought that Lonzo was gonna be Magic. Oh, absolutely not, not at all. But if that's it, all right, you guys. So and you guys in the chat, but thank you guys so much for you guys listening on YouTube. Appreciate you guys listening to another Triple Threat Sports podcast. We are doing another true. We're doing this is another Triple Sports podcast live, so definitely check us out. There will be a link to the Twitch channel so you guys can check that out. Appreciate everybody. This is Ace of All Trades, Siggy Guns, and UTXJG to Don. He's a member now of Triple Threat Podcast, and we are out. Peace.